Hey, welcome to the camp page. This is a Relishing Dead podcast where we devour everything in the TWD universe. I'm Dawn.
Eliza.
I'm Carol.
Barb.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Good.
So tonight we are discussing the Daryl Dixon series, and we're on episode 4. That is La Dame de Fer, which means the Iron Lady. So what did you guys think about this one? I thought it was a little slow. It wasn't my favorite of the 4, but what do y'all think?
You want to go clockwork or clockwise?
Sure. I mean, I like the series on its own. But yeah, it was a little slow. I felt it was slow, but at the same time, it felt rushed.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're doing that because we've only got 2 more episodes, so it was slow, but it was rushed at the same time, if that makes sense. They're leaving a lot for us to like infer and figure out, on our own. But
Build up episode.
I like there were some good attributes to it. There were some good parts to it, and then there were some that felt irrelevant.
I would agree. I mean, I am liking this series so far, and I think that even though it's a spinoff, I think that it's holding its own as a single series. But tonight I was a little confused on some of the things that happened during this episode. So I don't know. But there's the scenery, of course. You guys know how much I love the scenery. I thought the scenery was spot on. Loved it. Loved everything about it. But there were some things that I just couldn't wrap my brain around. And we'll get to those for sure.
Regina Lawson said, Carol, you have some feedback, and I thought I was the only one hearing it. I don't know if anybody else was hearing it. So
okay, I know what it is. Never mind. Let me see. Is that better if I move? Am I sounding
good?
Yeah. Okay. It's because I had my phone. I have the camp thing rolled up as well. So I put it next to my laptop. So I'm sorry, but thank you, Gina.
Yeah, I thought it was me. I was just hearing it.
I'll keep it as far away as possible. Oh, see, Gina says, well, now it's gone. There you go.
What'd you think about it, Barb?
I'm on the same page. I wanted to hit my head up against the wall. I was bored. Same thing. Yeah, I know. The scenery, obviously, she knows. Same thing. I'm into that as well. It started off, I was like, oh, cool. I really enjoyed the fact that Daryl had a dream sequence, and they've never done that for him. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, again, a slow episode for me. We lost Dawn. She is. So yeah, I'm on the same page, and I'll feedback off of you guys as we go along. But I don't know. This one was a rough one for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Carol, you want to start bringing up the slides?
I'm doing it right now. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Sometimes we have these comparisons of things that we are called back to when we see certain things. And instantly, the very first scene, I see this walker in Daryl's dream sequence. And I just could not help but be reminded of my girl Dawn's favorite walker. I mean, he looked like him. He had the hair. He had the raggedy suit. He had all of that. What do you think, Dawn? Did you get that feeling?
Actually, I didn't even, I do now, but I didn't even see it in the beginning because I was lost in what Daryl was doing because I didn't know if it was actually happening or it was a dream sequence. So I was like all invested in what was actually going on.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
I just thought he was just so cute. So Daryl is dreaming or having some sort of visions or something. And I know that this was Barb's favorite part of this episode.
Like I said, it started off good.
Yeah. I was watching and I'm like, what the heck is going on? It did not connect with me that it was a dream sequence. I'm like, it was completely, I don't know. I was confused.
I think it hit me when the walkers all came around Lauren. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and to me that kind of symbolized the inner consciousness of Daryl maybe starting to see that Laurent is different and special. And that action where they kind of come around Laurent, that reminded me of World War Z, where if you were sick or had a terminal illness, they would just go around you. And it was kind of like, they came around and then just kind of kept walking around him. They just kind of bypassed him. So that reminded me of World War Z. But I
Right.
just kind of felt like maybe this was, Daryl starting to really realize that maybe this kid is special in some way.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also kind of like in his subconscious that he's really starting to care about these characters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cared about him.
Mm-hmm.
Terry had mentioned in the comments, he said, who else thinks the bad guy, speaking of Cadron, looks like Negan from the comics? And it's funny you say that, brother, because I had thought about that myself during this episode. I didn't catch it on the other two, but there's a particular scene that we'll see a slide later on where I looked at him and went, holy crap, he looks just like the comic Negan.
Yeah.
What character?
Cadron, the Janae's, the dude
Yeah.
that he would find Daryl for her. So the walkers, he was praying. Laurent was praying, and the walkers completely passed him in this dream sequence. And then he stops and looks and recognizes and acknowledges Daryl in his dream sequence, which was pretty creepy, and just kind of smiles at him.
Yeah.
I think I read something where it said like Daryl was thinking in his mind, kind of like Sophia and the kids, and then all the people he's lost by walkers that were children and people that he cared about.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
I
I
gotcha.
can see that.
And I took the screenshot specifically for Destiny and Regina because, he kind of looked cute behind bars.
Behind bars.
But if you notice, he's got that knife.
Yep.
Mhm, mhm.
All right. So Daryl's in the water. And this water, again, finally. He's had more baths in the first 4 episodes of this show than he ever did in 11 years. Isn't that what you said, Barb?
Yes, that's what I said.
I liked this walker for some reason. I really liked him with the whole like there's a fish that like sucks on the side of a tank,
It looks like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Exactly what I was just thinking.
Yes,
Yes, it does.
That's crazy.
I was trying to think of the movie. There it is. Good one.
That's got to
Dawn.
be a Nicotero
Yes.
creation right there.
Yeah, I didn't even make that connection, Dawn. I just thought about that fish. And so there you have it. I just thought it was really beautiful. And the bubbles, the air bubbles coming out of him was pretty cool.
Terry says he looks a little bloated to him.
You're right.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Amber says suckerfish. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Suckerfish.
Yeah, that's it.
So Daryl wakes up from his dream and he sees where he has fallen through. It was quite a fall. So Daryl he's traveling. He's trying to get back to Izzy and Laurent. And of course, I grabbed this screenshot just because of the background. I know what that building is in the background, but does anybody else know what that building is?
Is that the Louvre? Or wait. That's Notre Dame.
Yes.
That's Notre Dame.
That is Notre Dame. That's the backside of it.
Yep.
That's what
Really?
I was
Oh,
just gonna say. It reminds me of the ambulance too on the bridge.
Yeah.
That's what
That's
I
what-
was
yeah,
going to say,
yeah.
Barb. That's what I was going to say. It
Exactly,
reminds me of that
exactly.
location. Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah, Maria just said it too.
It's funny how our brains work so alike.
Yep.
I
It was
thought
just
this was really a cool little scene because it was like these little normal little snippets in the midst of chaos where the person is playing the violin and then you have the cute little old couple and this
But Dawn made a good point. Dawn, tell them what you told me about this.
Oh, about me saying I thought it was so strange that they were just playing the violin, but they're not worried about where their food's coming from or the walkers walking around or, like it was just aloof.
Yeah. I liked how the lady just reached over and like touched the gentleman's cheek and it was like it's all going to be okay and I thought that was super sweet.
It was again trying to find that level of normalcy, and it was funny because looking at his face, so as he's walking up and he's seeing this, he even seems perplexed and like
Perplexed.
maybe it almost makes you feel like he's thinking maybe all the zombies were a dream or something, and then he looks down and he's like,
Yes.
okay, no, it's still
I was
here,
perplexed. I was like, is this another dream sequence? Yeah.
He's like, is this a dream? And then he's like, oh, never mind, they're all still here,
Okay, so can we just talk about I love this.
Janae.
I loved the fact, what's her name, Sylvia? I just love the fact that she was just calling Janae on her shit. She had no filter. She was like, these people are fools to believe in you, blah, blah, blah. No fear whatsoever. I know who you are, bitch, but I don't care.
And I think that too, because I think she was fine if they killed her. She had lost her husband, and I think she was fine if they killed her. She had no qualms about it. But and I thought it was interesting that Janae said she was weak, and her people like her were weak. And I thought she was very strong to call her out like that.
Yeah, I agree.
But that smile, oh my God, that smile. I was afraid she was getting ready to like pull an alpha and kill the baby when the baby was crying.
I was so terrified.
I had to whack at the baby
Waiting
and I'm
for
like,
a
oh,
snap
Lord.
of the neck.
Yes.
I think we all were.
She's gonna
Yes.
pull alpha.
That's
Kill
why
the
I
baby.
grabbed these particular shots because for some reason I had the same feeling like she's going to grab that baby. Oh my God.
I think we all did. That's just impossible not to think what she was just going to snap a neck.
I know.
You think she took the baby?
Don't you think it's weird that they kind of all look alike in the CRM kind of part? I'm not saying they're CRM, but like in World Beyond, Elizabeth, they look alike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if she took the baby.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Oh, Pigeon Man.
Felt so sorry for him.
I know. I felt sorry for him too.
The pigeon flew away and went to Carol.
A
They went to the
long ass,
Commonwealth.
they go a long ass flight.
No, because she's on the ship.
Yes.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Not that far to go. Did Pigeon? So that shot back there, Carol.
Which one? That one?
I want to call it the flail, or I call it a morning star. Did they do that to tell us this is what he used to finish him off? Because he had thrown the knife at the guy in the truck, so his knife was up there. Did the drop of that beside the old man mean this is what he used to, make sure the old man didn't turn?
I kind of got that feeling that they did that so that everybody would know that Daryl would not let this man turn.
That's what I was thinking, but that's what he used. That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Terry says he's a stool pigeon.
Instead of running over there and pulling the knife out and coming back and doing it, he's going to do it the hard way.
Yeah. So
That's freaky.
Yeah. So what do you think about this, ladies?
Nice muscle.
The hug on Carol is much more sincere and real
Yeah.
and tighter.
I would
it's a
agree
love
with
hug.
that.
It's a love hug.
I would agree with that. But I wanted to draw the comparisons because I know that a lot of people are drawing the comparison.
Mhm.
And so, they're both very strong women. But
Well, you
again,
can see it on Daryl's face. He's kind of standoffish.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, like I said, I know a lot of people are drawing a comparison with Izzy and Carol, but I think that there is an obvious difference in the two relationships.
I think the hug that he gives to Izzy here is, kind of one of I'm sorry and kind of an empathetic hug, towards what she's dealing with. But the one with Carol, I mean, there's a true connection, a bond, and a love between those two.
Well, and I think that studio is trying to draw that comparison too. I mean, look at Izzy's outfit and look at Carol's outfit.
Mhm.
And he gives her the knife at the tower scene.
Mhm.
Yeah. What did Terry say? Well, he knows there's more about her that she hasn't revealed, and he doesn't completely trust her. And I would say, I think you're right, Terry. All right. I love that arm muscle. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I thought that this was interesting. Every once in a while you will see that close-up shot of somebody looking through a hole and an eyeball showing up behind it. We've seen it repeatedly over and over again in several episodes of the other shows. But I don't know if you guys did this or not, but as soon as I saw those sandbags, I knew that there was nothing good behind it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said hole, Terry, and I'll say it again. Damn it. And here we have Daryl handing Izzy the knife and her using it. For all you Carol naysayers.
But I don't know
So
if
this
we
is
talked about this with some. I don't remember if it was Dawn or
It was Dawn. This is Dawn's slide right here.
the text chat. Okay, go ahead, Dawn. Yeah, Dawn, speak your mind.
Huh?
Do
I
it.
don't want to be negative, but
Well, I agree with you. So let's start. Go ahead, start.
okay. The two things that bothered me, well, maybe three. The three things that bothered me in this scene is when Laurent looked through the hole, and then all the walkers knocked the sandbags down. I was thinking, in 12 years, nobody's looked through that hole. There's nobody that's walked by.
Right.
The other thing is the walker, which I love that walker that looks at Lawrence. So to me, is he immune? Because that walker was going for him there. And then I really think in this episode, if Izzy died, it would have been spectacular. It would be OTWD shock, because she was double fisting that knife, and there was hundreds of walkers. There's no way. The whole scene was just like not. This is where it was not believable to me, and I know, but I just feel like if she would have died in this sequence, I think that would have impacted, and everybody had been talking about it. Had been like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the OTWD, like when Dale died." It was a shock. I just think that would have added the shock value.
My first
you're
impression too is when the walkers came around. I'm like, really now? It's like a lot of that happens in The Walking Dead, like, when they break through the wood, and it's like, okay, they didn't do that before. Or I brought up the thing where there was those three walkers when they were fighting with Jesus when they first met him, and they were tied to that car, and all of a sudden, like there weren't people before to break loose really quickly. Come on.
Right. Or they was just really hungry, Barb.
Yeah.
These walkers were not hungry. They just kind of milled around and said, "Oh, look, a snack, but I'm a little full." So
yeah.
But there's something odd about that, because they did that too in the earlier episode where Laurent goes down and finds the horse, and he yells at the dogs, and there's walkers right there, and they don't even turn around and acknowledge him. So,
Mm.
but I agree. There was something that just felt very off about that sequence of events that happened.
And I also think to add to that is that they talked about the variants, and even Izzy talked about the variants. So she knows there's other walkers and there's more threats. So why wouldn't she be more, I don't know. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. More urgent. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, they might be variant walkers here.
Right.
So Regina says that they may have been dormant until Laurent,
And that's
but
true.
I didn't think he said anything or did anything to
Mm-mm.
stir them up. But yeah, that was a very strange sequence of events. I agree.
I mean, it was in the script, so. So,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
what did you guys think of this one? Did you
That's
guys get
awesome.
this feeling? Did you get the comparison?
I was more thinking he's not immune if they're going after him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking
But
he didn't have to hide if he is immune, but who knows? I
Right.
did not get the Sophia. That's pretty good though.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Good catch, Carol.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that Laurent. That I don't know if he knows if he is immune. I don't know if he knows that he's immune because he's never been outside of the Abbey.
Right.
You know, this is the first time that he's ever been out in the world experiencing this stuff. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing he's been around the priest that was a walker, and that's about it.
Right. Samara says, immune or not, I'm a hide.
I don't
That's
want to
kinda what
find
he
out the
felt
hard way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. All right. They managed to get Laurent, but they leave behind Major Douchebag or whatever his name is. And the grilling starts. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, I thought the story about the pig was Daryl. I mean, even though he tells her, no, I made that shit up, I still think it was about him. I mean, to me, that just sounds like what his life would have been like.
Yeah. Didn't you say something, Dawn, about that, about his dad being a drunk, or was it Barb?
It was Barb.
Barb, what did you say about that? About the pig story? We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, I was saying the only thing I said, I don't remember about saying his dad was a drunk, but I remember saying that I think he made it up. Isabel did ask him as well, like she assumed he made it up as well, or no, she assumed that it was about him. Maybe Destiny said something because I didn't say anything about that. Yeah. I just did. I think even though it was maybe more of along the lines of his story, and it could have been him. I don't think it was. But.
Well, but if he had made it up though, why not? I mean, especially because he's telling the story to douchebag guy. Why not just say when I was a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's making it up, why not just go? Because he's telling this guy, he's not telling Izzy, and then she could, why not just say, about me? But I don't know. Because he did what the Jimmy did. That's how he stabbed him. Was how Jimmy stabbed the pig, in the arms, the legs, and the stomach, and everywhere. But how to kill him?
Right.
Right.
I can't see Daryl stabbing a pig,
No.
like hurting an animal like that.
I can see Merle doing it.
But what if it was Merle?
Yeah, I can see Merle doing
it. Because he says because Jimmy didn't do it, the brother was going to get a beating.
Right.
So maybe it was Merle that did it, and he would have been the brother that got the beating.
Right. I can see it that way.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes more sense too, Dawn.
Now, Barb, you had said something in our private conversations about liking the interaction where Laurent is calling out Quinn for taking credit for saving his life.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you? Maybe it was
It
Dawn.
was me. I mean,
No,
yeah, when he was sitting there, it was so, Laurent is a pretty sharp kid for all of his being secluded, but when he was like, that was me, I saved your life, and he's like, you weren't there. He's very aware of how Daryl has physically fought for him, and here Quinn is trying to gain props by saying, well, I saved your life at the tower, that was me, and he's like, you weren't there. You can't get bozo prizes for sending people to do the work when he knows Daryl's fought for him.
Right.
Yeah, he calls him out on it for sure.
Mhm.
All right, so here's the pig sticking story. Maria said Quinn is just a D-bag. Yeah, I agree. This guy takes a beating for sure.
that's why I was shocked that he was walking through the tunnel.
Yeah. So then I also got this comparison too, and I don't know. I was seeing stuff all over the place this episode, trying to reach through the boredom. Sorry, Destiny and Regina, I know it's your boo. So when Falou gives this speech, this inspirational speech, going into whatever that they're going to go into, it reminded me of Ezekiel and how Falou had said that they're going to fight as a unit and they're going to return as a unit. And Ezekiel basically said the same thing, that they will not lose, they won't lose none of their ranks. Of course, we know how that ended in the main show. But yeah, I kind of got the comparison between the two, and it made me fall in love with Falou a little bit more.
And you think about, how our community signed the charter to protect one another, when he also says a threat to one is a threat to all.
Yeah. So I had a little fun with this one. Sorry, ladies.
What the hell?
Quasimodo.
Hunchback in Notre Dame.
My God.
I killed myself. I saw it, and all I could see was Quasi just swinging from the.
Good Lord.
That's fantastic.
Warn me next time, will you?
No, that doesn't take. It takes the sting away when it's just, when I warn you about it, I wanted you to be shocked.
I have to say one thing about the corner picture with the kiss. They're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. So what did you guys think of Aslan? I really hope that he lives up to his name. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have if anybody has ever seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, you know what I'm referring to. The Walker back of Notre Dame.
Well, I know that the name. I remember looking up the name meaning, and it means lion. So I hope he's a protector and a leader and all those good things.
Yeah, see, Jason gets it. Narnia, absolutely, baby. Yeah.
I see. Destiny saw a movie that I didn't. Uh-oh, there's something wrong with this picture.
Oh, dang.
Chronicles
She
of
watches
Narnia.
those kids' movies. She's the child whisperer.
Apparently.
That's right. We're kind of getting a mixed message here. Some of them are saying, yeah, I love him. Thought he was hoping, he's a good guy. And then some of them, like Regina says, that he's a little sketchy. Maria says he was kind of creepy. So we're kind of getting mixed emotions about Aslan. So
Kind of reminds you of the ferryman going into Hades.
yeah.
The ferryman. You got to pay the ferryman to cross across Hades.
And don't pay him until you get on the other side, though.
Mm-hmm.
Little walker on the prairie.
All right. So, what? That's Anna. Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought it was interesting that when Janae first sits down, she sits down next to Quinn. and they're having the whiskey or whatever it is. But as soon as the negotiations start, she stands up and she goes and sits across the table from him,
Mm-hmm.
which is a complete power move
Mhm.
in negotiations. That way she can stare him down.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Terry, this is the scene here where I'm looking at Cadron and I saw comic book Negan. With the leather jacket and all of that and the stern look. That bottom left corner picture is the one that for some reason just triggered comic book Negan for me. Yeah, Pam says about Anna, she says, I like her. I think she's going to do good. Laurent told her that she is good. And we know he's kind of, he's got a sixth sense of people.
Mhm.
So what did you guys think about the fact that Quinn asked Janae for a piece of artwork in exchange for Daryl?
I was kind of like, Anna, really?
I'm still
Not
wondering
food,
how
not food.
he's in that position of power.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I need to know why.
Yeah. I'm hoping we get some sort of backstory.
How that started. I love what she said, though. He's a transactional man, and we had said that earlier.
Mhm.
He's doing this for whatever is in the best of his benefit at that moment.
Mhm. Exactly how he was going to leave. What was it, Lily?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Because he's obviously a liar and a manipulator, because he lies to her that he does not have the boy,
Mhm.
which is a pretty bold move on his part, considering her capabilities.
Right. So here you go. Bon appetit.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Don't know how he was going through them caves and stuff, those tunnels, when he's been stuck like a pig. Don't understand it.
Bon appetit.
What do you guys think about this?
No, I
It-
forgot about that. That's another one of my favorite parts.
It made me think about Rick with Negan. My mercy prevails over my wrath, because he wanted so bad to kill Quinn, but he saw Laurent and he spared him for Laurent. But I was kind of hoping when Laurent walked over him, he kind of stood there and put his foot up against him. I thought maybe he'll kick him in the head or something.
I was waiting for that all too knowing, you got a double tap kind of thing, waiting for Laurent to step over him and Quinn like reach up and grab him, That's what I was waiting for.
So powerful, but Daryl kicked his ass.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
definitely spared his life.
And you notice that Lauren didn't hesitate to follow Daryl.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not at all. Because he knew Daryl would fight for him and protect him.
Yeah.
Big ass kicker.
Goodbyes are so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand this either. I didn't get it. I know it was in the script, but I didn't understand why she had to stay behind.
I think she
Well,
stayed behind because she's going to deal with Quinn of Conrad.
Yeah, and I think too, not only that, Dawn, but I think she wants to gain information about Gannett and the GA and find out what are they doing.
Mhm.
So I think she's infiltrating to get to Quinn, but also to find out information about them. And that's the only way she's going to be able to do it.
Maria said that she stayed behind so Quinn wouldn't follow, which is an interesting take too.
I don't think Quinn is as invested in trying to keep Laurent as he is trying to get Izzy back.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I think that's the only reason I think he would have kept Laurent, is to get Izzy.
Yeah.
And I agree, Eliza, because I think that's why Anna is that way about Izzy, because she can tell that
Mhm.
Quinn wants Izzy and she feels like she's being left out.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think maybe by letting Laurent go with Daryl, she's thinking Quinn doesn't have a bartering chip now to keep Izzy. You know.
Right. Regina made a mention. She said, "Can we go back to the dream scene? It looks like Daryl gets bit in the ankle. Did anyone else see this?" And yes, I did see the walker bite Daryl, but I think Daryl's got those hefty boots on, and I think that's what protected him.
yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think that he got bit. I think that the walker started to gnaw on his ankle, much like Destiny and Regina would love to, but I don't think that the walker got very far. So I think it
Well,
was,
if he gets bit, then it will be the true tell of the sign if Laurent is a cure.
Well,
yeah,
Dawn had mentioned too to me that when I was talking about the dream scene, because I liked it so much, that it, the hallucination that he had with Merle, with that walker that was biting on his boot too.
yeah,
Yeah, even though it was a hallucination, it just reminded her of that. So
right. And there's Daryl and Laurent looking up at all of the landmarks in Paris.
I was trying to figure it out if this was the Point Alexander Bridge, which is one of the most famous bridges in France as far as the statuary. I didn't see the four horsemen on the points, but I was wondering if that was the Point Alexander Bridge. But they were both so enamored with what they were seeing and just kind of in awe, both of them together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Making memories, baby. Making memories with Uncle Norman. Oh, look at that look on her face. Woo, Lord. She's going to take him out.
There's a look of I'm going to fuck your world up.
Yeah. And here we have Lady Liberty, or at least the one that America gave to France afterwards.
No, it's the opposite way.
Yeah.
France gave the United States
Yes.
the Statue of Liberty. So
First.
that is the original one in France. France gave to the United States the one we have.
Right.
Yeah.
But we gave them this one. I thought it was 3 years afterwards. Was it not? I don't know. Somebody in history, tell me.
Yeah. We'll have to somebody Google it. Did
we have the statue first, or did they have the statue first?
I thought like Eliza did. I thought that France gave it to us, but I could be wrong.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. France gave us Lady Liberty, and then I think we gifted them a smaller version of it a few years later in honor of some like 100 years or whatever that they were celebrating. Mm-hmm. I thought it was that way around, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking it was they gave us one, but they'd already had one because they were sisters at that point.
Yeah.
To show their friendship and their work together. I had thought
Terry said it's Liberty Mutual.
Liberty.
But to me, that kind of reflects the friendship that he's building with the people there and the working together.
Right. And
Destiny is spinning a sign.
Dawn snorting over here.
Got Terry on the corner spinning the sign.
Terry's on the corner. He's a sign spinner. I love it.
In his pink dress.
Right. Has a fembot.
You are correct, Carol. You are correct. The statue was given to France by the United States to commemorate the centennial of the French Revolution.
Ah, see. Okay.
But it was the French who gave us, it's a quarter scale replica of the one that France gave over to us.
Okay. All right. So I thought it was interesting because I know that they did it for the reason to remind Daryl of going home, but I thought it was interesting because the name of the episode is La Dame de Fer, which is the Iron Lady, which is the Eiffel Tower.
Mhm.
But to Americans, when you think of the Iron Lady, who do you think of?
Statue of Liberty.
That's right. And so I thought it was interesting that not only did they have France's lady, you know, their Iron Lady, which is the Eiffel Tower, but they also had the American Iron Lady depicted, which is the Statue of Liberty. So I thought that was really cool. Sorry, Bill, but yeah, you walked in on some really weird shit. I don't know what to tell you, Blaze, but you know, just images of Terry dressed up as a fembot in a pink outfit, being a corner sign turner. It's going to happen.
And I love the buildings. I love the buildings being taken back over by the natural landscape. But that reminded me of I Am Legend, seeing the buildings overgrown with nature and stuff like that. I kind of felt like that was a nod to I Am Legend because it was also filmed in New York as well. I think it was in New York.
Yeah. Yeah, Maria, 4 bitches and their minions. That's right, baby. That's funny. All right, so that's it as far as the slides go for the show. So I have a question for you all.
Yes.
Did anybody know what the punchline was to the joke?
What joke?
The joke on the candy wrapper when Anna is talking to Laurent in Quinn's area, and he's eating the piece of candy. And Anna says that she always liked the wrappers because they made her laugh. And she asked him what his says. And his asked the question, what is a vampire's favorite dish or treat? And then he says the answer to the punchline. Did anybody know what it was?
I don't remember.
No. The answer is, and I looked it up, the answer is croque monsieur, which means crunchy gentleman or munchy gentleman. That's the answer to the joke. So that's a vampire's favorite dish is the croque monsieur.
Yeah. Okay then.
So there you go. Because I know people were asking about it, and I'm like, I don't know what he said. So I look it up.
I think I didn't pay attention because there was no answer.
He answered. He just answered in French, and I didn't understand it. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, we got 2 more episodes, so they're either going to have to slow it down and tie it together. I'm afraid they're going to speed it up too much.
yeah.
I can't slow it down anymore.
Or have a huge cliffhanger.
Well, I mean, it's you know, it's going slow, but it's too fast at the same time.
We didn't get to talk about the CRM that we were talking about, Carol. How we were.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
I feel like we need to go back and watch World Beyond season 2.
I'm down.
Yeah.
You know,
I just feel like I brought this up in the chat. I feel like in the testing, when the walker, what was it? They said 18 seconds. And the walker broke free of the chains, ran into the window or whatever, and, died, busted its head. But if you look at the ending credit of World Beyond, they shoot the scientist and she turns instantly, and then she's trying to beat down the wall. She doesn't run into it. So it's like, has she already been injected? So there's a lot of questions.
I have a lot of questions. We talked about the CRM connection and everything, and we were looking at that slide with Janae and how she looks so much like all of the women that are in
Kublai.
Yeah.
And
Huck. Yeah, and Huck. Yeah.
It just seems like they're giving us little insights onto slight connections without telling us that there's a connection.
And then like Jenner knowing that the French was the closest to the cure, and them having that video, and also us American not having a lot of variants until they're at the end.
Right.
And are they taking test subjects? Are they across the ocean in the boats to France to test on these? And then are they making an army where they
Right.
can control, because we
And are
talked
they-
about, what was it? Pennsylvania. Who was the thing in World Beyond? I can't remember. Omaha.
Portland.
Mhm.
Yes, that got destroyed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So why are they destroying these settlements? Like, what's the purpose?
Right. And we
And
had
are
talked,
they bringing the variants back to the United States and releasing them, into
Uh-huh.
the mix?
well, because Dawn, we had talked about the fact that there were different variants and the different influences,
Mm-hmm.
ecological influences on those variances and how they would change. And I think you're spot on about them, transporting walkers from that area to the United States and then taking walkers back to France as well to perform different types of experiments on them to see how the environment influences the different variants.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm all down for that story.
And did you
Wasn't
think-
it?
Go ahead.
Wasn't it Ross that said that he had seen or heard about those types of walkers? I think it was when they first encountered them, really at the fair, at the Renaissance Fair,
Yep.
and he made that comment that he either had seen or had heard about.
Heard
be
the
like, well,
stories. Yeah.
Couldn't you have brought that up a little earlier?
Yeah, I'm like, where did he hear that from? All of a
Right.
sudden he brings it up then?
Right.
Almost like it's a tale, folks tale or something.
Was he
Mhm.
telling the story of the walkers using rocks and stuff like that? Or what was that about? Somebody referenced about the very first season. Somebody later on referenced about walkers using tools and stuff like that. And I think that was a throwback or a reference to the very first season when we see the original group held up in the department store. And those walkers are
Right.
using rocks or bricks or whatever it was that they used to smash down the doors. The original group.
And when
And they did
climbed,
that again at the end. Mhm.
Mhm.
and when they climbed the fence after Glenn and Rick.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But I just
Picked
feel
up
like
a teddy
the
bear, tried to open a doorknob.
Yeah.
Is the Commonwealth going to be their next target?
Probably because they know that that's where Daryl's from because of the recorder.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be that difficult to find.
Right.
And I really think, like you, Don, I think that Janae is either a branch of the CRM or their allies,
Or maybe Janae is the leader and the CRM is an offshoot of their group. Maybe whatever Janae is in charge of, maybe they're the head conglomerate and the CRM is just an offshoot of that.
And then we get to see Major General Bill.
Yes.
That's going to be awesome.
Yes.
That'll be
I'm
great.
excited about that. Mr. Lawson.
So how much time do we have between Daryl and Fear?
When
Would we
does
have
Fear
time
start?
to
22nd or
22nd? Yeah. I was just wondering if we had time to binge watch at least that last season of World Beyond and kind of touch back on it.
I don't think so, because
No, everybody's saying the 22nd.
Okay. So that's not too much time. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
because
CRM
what?
They're
is
definitely going to have to fight together.
on helicopters in the sky of the larger group. Yeah, that's what we kind of think so too, Terry. We think that it's an offshoot.
Yeah, because we had the 5th episode on the 9th, and then we have the auction on the 13th.
Yeah.
True.
So, I mean, isn't it funny that Darabont and who was it? Kiki mentioned Darabont's name too, is that Darabont wanted the walkers to have some sort of cognizant memory, some sort of sentience, and then AMC didn't want that. And now all of a sudden,
Maybe
They
now
brought it back at season 11. Yeah, they brought it back at the final season.
yeah.
now we know what the battle in court was about.
Exactly. If there was any other questions that I had,
I'm hoping the last two is really good and we get a really good. Someone mentioned in the comments that we're going to get a cliffhanger with Carol, and that was it. Carol's going to show up and then that's it.
oh yeah,
Radio communication or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Sandy says she's not on the boat.
I know, Sandy.
I think they said on the.
I think there needs to be communication radio.
On the trailer, isn't it showing Daryl fighting the variant walker?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where we see the head, and they don't go down.
Right.
But we saw that in that world beyond post credit scene. She was shot in the head, and she still got up.
Yeah.
Maybe they did inject themselves.
Aw, Regina, we think you're pretty amazing too, honey buddy. Barb, you got any questions for anybody?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do.
Do you like that segue?
Like that? You got my picture?
There you go.
It is.
There's my man.
Yep, 3 questions with Barb. So we're going to go old school. I'm going to wait till next week to combine the 2 Daryl episodes together to ask some questions. But we're going to go old school. Remember, there's a flag, so it's whoever they see first. And the winner, just message me, and I will send out your prize. And we're going to have the same thing tonight, which is going to be the titles of the episodes. So,
right.
first question. Carol's ready.
Regina's
This is
oh hell.
for Sophia. Question of the episode that she dies in. What is the episode name that Sophia dies in?
Everybody's like, I suck at titles. Oh no.
I suck
no.
at titles too. It takes me a second. Sophia dies. Well, as a walker, but Rick shoots her. So, title episode that Sophia dies in. We can do it.
Regina, I've lost already.
Come on now.
I know it just because it's season 2.
There you go.
Season 2. That's a hint. Do.
I guess a lot of people suck at titles. Sandy, I'm not even trying.
Oh, Kiki.
Hey.
Hey, Kiki, good job.
Pretty much dead already.
There you go. Pretty much dead already. Congratulations, Kiki.
That's a great picture to get signed.
Yes. Oh, sorry. There's all titles tonight. This one should be easy. We all couldn't wait for him to die.
Poor Gregory.
Poor little Gregory. Name the episode he died in. Title episode that he died in.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Darn dirty.
Gregory is a douche.
I know he is. Poor guy.
So close. So close.
Stabbed in the appendix.
Yeah. But he's a good person. Come on now.
And those prints are by Suki, right?
These are all Suki pictures. Yes,
Yeah.
I apologize. These are
Everyone's
awesome
Googling,
pictures.
yeah. Everybody's Googling.
5,
Googling.
4, 3. Google faster.
Hanging around.
Yes,
That's a good one. That's a good one. Hanging around.
1. All right. It was New Beginning. That was it. New Beginning. All right. Last one. And I'll ask another question for the other one. This one's for Luke. This is actually a pretty badass picture, too. Name the episode he died in. Come on, this one should be really easy. Title
Even
episode.
I know that.
Yep. Title episode that Luke dies in. No, Kiki, that was the other one.
Supernatural.
Destiny got it. No,
Destiny.
Anissa got it. Anissa got it first.
Who did?
Anissa got it first.
Oh, Anissa. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
she's
Yeah,
right. Sorry, Destiny. Sorry, baby girl.
It was called Rest in Peace.
good job.
All right. Hold on. Writing names down. I got to think of a quick question. All right, this is a name, but remember this scene between Gregory, he had to get driven to the to go meet Simon. So who drove Gregory to go meet Simon? He has a name. He's a Hilltop resident, and he also left him there. Three letters. There it is. Kiki got it. Am I right?
Cal.
Okay.
Cal, yeah.
Okay. There we go. Congratulations,
Way to go,
everybody.
Kiki.
All right. I promise I won't X title of episodes anymore. Good job, everybody. Thank you. Remember, message well. I think I have information, so no need to message me. I got them all.
Just a quick reminder to everyone, Friday the 13th of October, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, we are holding an auction for Chrysaeus Watson and Joe Watson. We will be live on the camp page. We'll be live on the camp page. I think we have, what, 40 or 42 slides of auction items.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
So bring your money and have your coffee to stay up with us.
Yeah, we've got quite a few.
Oops.
Dawn's going to sleep now to rest up for it.
I know. Actually.
Right?
What else we
Money,
got
money,
going
money.
on? Any cons or anything? Oh, somebody's going to be going to Scarefest soon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm going to Hazard Fest Friday.
Oh yes.
I can't wait till Scarefest though.
So excited.
Y'all have so many questions for Greg Nicotero. You're just gonna have to like write your list out and go, we gotta talk.
No, there should be only one.
I'm excited to see the governor.
Oh, is David Morrissey going to be there?
Yep.
Is he really?
You gotta tell y'all's mission in life is to get them to the camp.
Chad Coleman and Emily Kitty too.
Okay.
And if they say we want to come, then say, look at their manager and go, you heard that. I think Casey and Oscar are actually going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they are.
the managers can, hit them
We'll
up
just
and get
put
their
them in
contract.
charge.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's right. We'd love to have David Morrissey and Greg Nicotero at the camp.
I already got my photo op already planned, like my selfie. Because where he's so tall, I'm going to ask him to sit in his chair and then I'll come up behind him.
Aww.
Wouldn't that be cute?
I was thinking something really dirty. So I'm glad you told us what that was.
First time she said that too, I was thinking.
Or I can give him a kiss on the cheek.
I thought she was going to get like on her knees or something. And I'm like,
That's where my
come
brain
up.
went.
Hey, that's for Josh. Okay.
I'm gonna
That's
come
for
up
Josh.
behind him.
All right,
Chair
Andrew
dance.
Lincoln, you heard it here. Dawn wants to do nasty things to Josh. So now, baby, you're all mine.
Please, Josh, don't.
Oh. Sandy says, come up behind him like you did Maggie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you guys just have one job. Get Greg Nicotero to come to the camp.
What about Tom Savini?
Look, don't even play with me, girl. Don't
He
even play.
might.
Don't even play with me. Look.
He might.
We could get him there under the, zombie
Under the guise.
header for George Romero. Yeah, absolutely. Where's
Look,
Casey and Oscar? Are y'all listening? Pay attention.
yeah. Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero. Come on now. Make my dreams happen. That's all I'm saying.
Carol would be a
He's
puddle.
the
of
MVP.
Nothing.
I am the NBA. Yes, that's right. Damn it. I'm the NBA. So I am asking to have Greg Nicotero and Tom Savini. So let's make it happen. Yeah.
And Dawn wants Josh and David Morrissey.
Yes, absolutely.
We know who Barb wants.
Ross.
Babyface Ross. Babyface Ross.
Babyface Ross. Yes, that's who she wants.
Babyface Ross.
See, I think you're right, Destiny. Do a Walker event with Savini and Nicotero. Man, they could do a special
Yes.
event with Nicotero and with Savini. doing makeup. Holy shit. Can you imagine how off the chain that would be?
I want to do a walker class.
Crazy. I think it would be just, I would buy all the tickets and they would just work on me for an hour. I mean, I'm fine with that.
Really?
I'm like, what are they going to?
You know where I'm going. Look, didn't I tell like a couple of episodes ago that my brain is always going to go to the dirty and nasty? That's exactly where it's going to go.
That's where mine went. I mean, I've got Dawn on her knees in front of Morrissey, and I've got you being worked on by Savini and
hey, whatever.
Daryl.
Look, you can do a plaster cast of the whole thing. The whole thing. I'm down for it.
Make sure they get all the crevices and cavities.
Praise Jesus. Yes. Yes.
Praise Jesus.
Yes. Liquid latex. I want all of it.
Latex. La 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 la. Handcuffs and latex. There we go. There we go.
Yes. Yes. So anyway.
Lord have mercy.
We got some people we got to thank, right?
Oh, and if you didn't watch yesterday, we did draw for our Patreon winner of the month, and it was Marianne Craig. So
yay, Marianne!
So we'd like to thank our Patreons and financial supporters: Destiny, Terry, Sandy Morrison, Lauren Perkins, Ben and Melissa Gilbert, Pamela Blythe, Marianne Craig, and Dustin Baker. And a very special thank you to Oscar and Casey. And a big thank you for letting us stream on the camp page and to have the auction on the camp page.
Yes.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you guys.
Yes.
And
should we start letting folks know now that after this season, we got 2 more episodes of Daryl Dixon. And after this season, we will be streaming solely from our camp page, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page.
yes.
So we know the camp is going to be rolling out announcements and events, and we don't want to clog their page. So we will be just on our page and on our YouTube page.
And that'll happen when, Aliza?
After the last Daryl episode for this season.
Okay.
So we got 3 more times.
3 more times, yeah.
Yeah, we got the Daryl Dixon and then the auction. That's it.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll basically start the second half of Fear on our page.
Yes.
That's correct.
Right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So just so you guys know, get ready
It's
for
the
the
podcast page, not the one where we do our like daily games and stuff.
Yeah, it'll be the main Relishing Dead page. It'll be the public page.
Yeah.
Yes. And please go like our podcast page. That way you get notifications when we come on.
Right. And then here's all the places that you can find us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We got merchandise. And if you guys want to get in on the monthly drawings for the Patreons, you guys can become a Patreon to support us. And Dawn, why would they want to become a Patreon?
Because it's awesome. Who wouldn't want to be a Patreon? You get cool shit.
Yep, that's right. Plus the money that you guys send, we actually set that aside. We don't use it for a lot of stuff. So our goal is that we're going to use a lot of that money so that we can possibly help others at the camp for special events, just needs and things like that. So is that correct, Aliza? Is that what we?
Yes, that's our goal is, helping people either do events or photo ops or autographs, but yeah.
And plus also, what is it? Is it October 23rd? We're going to have a special guest too. Judy from the Page House, which is the Farrell House. She is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And she has some exciting news. So we'll wait. She's supposed to make us some graphics. So we'll see what she comes up with.
Okay. And if you guys haven't seen the Farrell House, anytime you guys are in Sonoy, you guys have the opportunity. the Farrell House is very, very cool. A lot of times you can't get into it, but every once in a while you have that rare opportunity. And I know that they're going to be opening it up to different events and stuff like that. So, and Judy's just awesome. She's just the sweetest. So,
Yeah, that's one place I really like to see.
Yeah. it was fun.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, guys, should we count it down?
Yeah.
All right. Good
Thank you,
night.
everybody. Thank
Good
you,
night.
everybody.